What's up guys, it's Lord of the Cubes, and this is my 2026 Rubik's Cube collection update video. Basically, last year I made a collection video, and this year I'm not going to go through every single puzzle again, so make sure to watch last year's video. This year is basically just going to be adding on to the last one. But before we jump into this, I do want to address a couple questions I've been getting about what I do with puzzles that are removed from my collection. Basically, I take a puzzle out of my collection if I don't need it anymore. Usually this just means if it's a pointless shape mod like this pear cube or like the super 2x2 that I had last time. Often it's because I replaced it with a better puzzle, like in the case of this Speedcube diamond right here, and this prototype square 3 that I really don't need anymore. I don't speed solve 6x6, so I don't really need the MGC 6x6 around, and I don't think I'm ever going to solve this because it's scary. So these are 5 of several puzzles from the last video that I will no longer have in my collection. And basically what I do is I have a big box of all the puzzles I don't need anymore. A few of them get traded at some point, but most of them I am saving up to sell at a competition sometime, kind of like I did in 2024, where I raised about $400 for Ukrainian refugees just by selling my old cubes. I'm not sure when the next time I'll be doing this is, but I'll let you guys know. One thing I should probably mention is that, like this unstickered puzzle right here, unfinished puzzles do not actually count towards the collection video. And that's also why last year you saw the 2x2 cross cube I made in the intro of the video, but not in the actual collection video itself. That's because I actually finished that after 2025 started. So I know there are a few unfinished puzzles I've shown on my channel, that's why they're not going to be in this video. And without further ado, let's get right into this video, starting with the lustrous cube. Now this is just a normal 3x3, but you press this thing and it lights up. Looks really cool in the dark. It also has its own charging thing, and this is the opponent process cube. It was given to me by a mystery person, and it's basically just a 3x3 with an alternative color scheme so that it looks like this. It's based on color theory and how the human eye perceives color, I believe. And I also have this very tiny 7x7 that I impulsively purchased. It's so small, I like it. The 9x9, which is the first new N/N cube that I got this year, the Mofeng Jiaoshi one. This is the mix-up 4x4. I went with the version that has split edge pieces, so there's no bandaging, and I actually really enjoyed solving this. These are the sliding tile cubes. Basically, the way that these work is you pop out one tile of them and you can slide the other pieces around and also get other colors involved like that. And I have not solved either of these puzzles yet. I'm going to be doing that in a future video because I just got my hands on these. This is the uncanny cube. It looks like a Bermuda cube, but it actually turns by this edge right here. I actually replicated this puzzle from one of Oscar's designs. I also have a Bermuda cube. I bought 2 of these. This is the one that's going to go back into the box. I swapped parts with another one that I'm going to sticker up at some point to look exactly like the uncanny cube because that's going to be super cool. This is the gear honeycopter. It's basically just a gear cube, but the edges don't spin around. Shout out to my girlfriend Tatiana for buying this for me for Valentine's Day. This is the Chi void cube. It's really good, surprisingly, for void cube. And I'm a huge fan of it. You guys should buy this. These are Siamese mirror cubes. I traded for these at Worlds, and I haven't solved them because, I'm not gonna lie, the amount of overhang bandaging in this is actually kind of scary. But you know, someday I'll solve it. Now it's time for some shape mods. So first off, I've got the Shengshao 2x2 mirror cube, which I got to replace the Chi one in my collection. Basically, the problem with the Chi one was that it was the same amount offset on all 3 axes, which is not a true mirror cube. This thing is. And the other mirror cube I got this year is the Diansheng 5x5 mirror cube. I also have this, which is the Chi speed color block. I also got the new 2x2 Fisher cube by Diansheng this year. They're calling it the X2 cube, but X2 cube is already a different puzzle. I'm sure I've mentioned the last few trade for Octahedra I've had on this channel at some point, which are the one that Jacob Cubing designed and the one that I actually designed as an extension mod, but those are being replaced with this, which is the new tiled one by Fanshin. I also did make a 2x2 Rhombic Dodecahedron just for fun to go with my 3x3 one. And the other Fanshin 3x3 shape mod I bought is this, which is the 3x3 hexagonal prism that they designed. It's super cool. I'm a huge fan, and I bought this to replace the Shield Cube in my collection. And I also bought Calvin's Junior Hex Prism, which is just a 2x2 hexagonal prism. I also made a Tetrachus 2x2 without the keychain and stickered it in purple, pink, and red colors, but I gave it to Tatiana in a video, and I don't have another one, so this is the best you're gonna see in this video. There's this, which is the Tetris Cube. The solve state is just anything where all the pieces are in Tetris blocks, so there are many solve states on this. It's super cool. And speaking of super, this is the Super 3x3. It's just a 3x3 but with extra stickers to determine the orientation of each center. And the last shape mod that I got this year is the Earth. How did that not roll away? Also, some of my friends went to a school trip that I didn't end up going on to Nashville, and one of them got me this picture cube. Shout out to that friend if you're watching this video. I don't have many new puzzles in the Megaminx category this year, but I did finally get my hands on a stickered Megaminx to match my Kilominx, Gigaminx, and Master Kilominx. And I also got the underwhelming Speed Master Kilominx by Diane Sheng. I traded with someone for this, which is the Crazy Pyraminx crystal, just ignore the peeling sticker. And I have not gotten around to solving it yet, but I'm super excited to have one because it's supposed to be a really cool solve. And the only new shape mod is going to be the Rhombic Icosahedra Kilominx, which I only made to match the Rhombic Icosahedra Megaminx I also have. As for Pyraminxes, I did impulsively purchase this, which is the Crystal Pyraminx by Megaminxes, and I also ended up having to buy another sticker Pyraminx because the one that I had last time, my first one, I ended up turning into a Tetraminx. I also got my hands on the new Trefoil Tetrahedron, which is actually a hybrid of a Pyramorphix and a Pyraminx, as well as the Rhombohedron version, which I'm equally excited about, and I am going to be solving each of these puzzles in a future video. The dumbest speed cube in the world, the Speed Pyraminx Duo. This is the Unicorn Cube. It is fully trivial, and it has pastel colors for some reason. This is the Cube Platypus V1. It's a shape mod of a Ready Cube. For some reason, these turns aren't magnetized, but these ones are. And what's even weirder is that the Cube Platypus V3, which is this thing, doesn't actually have any magnets in it at all. I just need to get the V2 and then I'll have the full set. And this is the new Moyu Speed Ready Cube. It's really good and I strongly recommend it. And this puzzle is super interesting because it's a multi-origin puzzle. If you don't know what that means, I don't have time to explain it in this video, but I will in the future. But this is Carl's Bubbloid 4x4x5. This is a stickered F-Skewb or Dino Skewb that I bought to replace my stickerless one. And speaking of Skewbs, this one is mirrored. I bought the non-magnetic one. This is a Skewb Kite extension mod that I designed to replace my old one. And this is the Offset Kite, which is just the same thing, but you have to offset it by 60 degrees before making turns. This one actually really messes with my head when I scramble it, I'm not gonna lie. And this is another shape mod I designed of a Skewb. This is an icosahedral Skewb. The tiny parts are really annoying to sticker. The Pancake. This is the Mix-Up Skewb. This is the Maple Leaf Skewb, which is just the same thing but deeper cut. And here's a similar puzzle that I haven't shown much of on this channel, the Edgy Skewb Plus. This is a replica of a puzzle designed by Matt Studios, I believe. Basically, it's just a Skewb, but the edges turn like this, and it has extra cuts, so it can do this. I also made a black version of this puzzle, which I gave to my friend Josh. This puzzle was stickered before I had all the Oracle shades, and because of that, some of them are falling off because they're tiny, so I need to re-sticker this thing. And that's the reason I haven't given it a full video yet. And finally, the ultimate wannabe Skewb, the Ivy Cube. This is the second dumbest speed cube to exist, and I absolutely set up properly one of these in my April Fool's video this year, which you should go watch. This is also technically a Skewb shape mod, but it is better known now as the 2x2 FTO. It's the Diane Cheng one. It's a little too small for me, but it gets the job done. And I also got another Speed FTO. It's another Diane one, and I only bought this in case I'm going to a competition and they don't want me to use my airbrushed FTO there. This has never been an actual issue. They're super chill about unofficial events. And another puzzle I've added to my collection is the world record that I recently broke with Josh, which is Big Baby.
Big Baby!
I don't think it can fit on my desk, so here's some footage from the video which I unveiled it. I also have this, which is the Crazy FTO, and I believe the last Octahedron that's going to be in this video is this, which is the Speed CTO. It's time for Cuboids, let's go. This Cuboid is the 1x1x3 that I'm pretty sure I was gonna put in the last video, but I lost it just in time to film it. And this is the Rubik's brand one that my friend gave me when I lost my first one, so now I have two, yippee. This is the new Moyu 2x2x3. I replaced my stickerless 2x2x3 with this one, And when someone finally makes a magnetic speed 2x2x3, then I'm going to replace this one with that. This is the 2x2x5 I designed because what Eden's is bad. You can actually 3D print this puzzle if you want to. The files are available for free on Thingiverse. And this is the mini 2x3x5 designed by Mod Queen. You can actually get this one on the cubicle, and it's pretty good, especially once you like glue it and break it in a bit. It turns really nicely. This is the crazy 3x3x2. Basically, the circles on this puzzle always move with this corner right here, the one that's bandaged. It actually looks like every other corner, but I put this sticker on it specifically to be able to tell it apart. And as you can see, the circles will always move with that specific corner. This is the 3x3x6. I bought it solely because it looks like two 3x3s on top of each other when you do something like this. And this is the 4x4x2 by Whit Eden. It's called the camouflage 4x4x2, but I don't know why, because it functions just like a normal 4x4x2 would, so now I have that in my collection. This is the 4x4x3. I 3D printed it, but it was designed by Mike Beach. The turning is alright. You gotta be like a little bit cautious about the inner turns, but other than that, it is really good. This is the 4x4x5. It's a fun solve. Same thing goes for this, which is the 5x5x4, which for some reason has way worse stickers. But yeah, this is currently my only 5x5x Cuboid, but I am waiting on an order from Chewies that could change that. And the last Cuboid in this video is going to be this, which is the 2x4x6, which is basically a bandaged 4x4x6, because a proportional 2x4x6 would be impossible, I think. But yeah, it can still do all the cool shape-shifting stuff nonetheless. For whatever reason though, my actual 4x4x6 turns way better than this one does. And one more puzzle that I do consider to be a cuboid in some sorts is this, which is the 2x2 cross cube. I believe V1 of this puzzle made a cameo in my collection video last year, even though it didn't actually count as part of the collection yet because I didn't have it finished by 2025. This is another puzzle you can print from Thingiverse. It's not as good as the 2x2x5, but you know, it's alright. This is the puzzle I designed called the Wannabe Octagonal Master Ball, and it is not what it looks like in the slightest. And this is the version with octagons on all 6 sides of the cube. This is called the Octet. And a fun fact about this puzzle is that I actually got extra credit in my chemistry class in my senior year of high school for naming it after a concept in chemistry. Moving on from cuboids, we've got the square one puzzles, and the first one is probably the best turning design I've ever made. This is V2 of my square one puzzle. It's super cool. I'm still going to keep the previous version of this puzzle in my collection just because, you know, it's the first thing I designed that didn't turn like crap, but this is way better. And this is the square I, which is a square one, but for I, the imaginary number that's the square root of -1. Huge shout out to Ake for designing this, as well as the commenters that gave me this idea. And this puzzle doesn't have a video yet because I forgot I recorded and edited it, so I'm probably going to upload that sometime in January. But this is the Master Square one. It's my replica of the design by Ben Puzzles. This is the Pentagon Equal. I did make a V2 of this as well, but it's not stickered yet, so it's not part of the collection yet. This is the Square Hex. It's a replica of the design by Cubemaniac. I basically made this to test out the Square 1 mechanism I was using in the Square 3 to see if it would be able to corner cut, which it can. I also made this, which is the Offset Hex, which is basically my own original spin on the Cubemaniac design. This is the Clover Cube. It's just a curvy copter without the corners, basically. This is the Master Clover Cube, same thing, but there's another layer of edge turns that would be trivial if not combined with the outer ones. And this puzzle is the Clover Cube Plus, which is the same thing as the Clover Cube, but it also has 2x2 turns, and you can solve it to the wrong color scheme to piss people off. This is the Crazy Comet. It's a face-turning rhombic dodecahedron, and it's also a shape mod of the Curvy Copter Plus, which I don't have yet. This is a really good introduction to jumbling puzzles, by the way, if that's something you're interested in getting into. And the other new rhombic dodecahedron this year is the Rex rhombic dodecahedron. This was designed by the puzzle artists. This is just a floppy Pyraminx or slim Pyraminx from Z Puzzles. And this is the purple one, which I got because it's purple, because I'm a sucker for anything purple. And I also made this, the Master Slim Tetraminx. Sometime I will make a Master Slim Pyraminx with the trivial tips, but this is a 4x4 version, basically. And you'd think that this is a 3-layer pentahedron, but it's actually not, because it can do stuff like this. This is the Mix-Up Pentahedron, designed by yours truly. And this is the 2x2 Honeycomb, one of my favorite designs. I did make an extension mod version of this based on a 2-layer cheese, but I ended up giving it away. And this is the Starflake. It's very big. Oh, is that Christmas music I hear? That's because this puzzle was in the Puzzle Advent Calendar, which is a series of puzzles that is done every December, where basically someone presents a new puzzle every day for the first 24 days of December. The 2025 Puzzle Advent Calendar is already over, but you should subscribe to me and some other creators in the series so that you won't miss it next time there's a Puzzle Advent Calendar, which is going to be in 2026. That was very out of character for me. Anyway, moving on. This is the Dominoes Cube designed by Jacob Cubing. This is the Shangxia Pentagonal Prism, which I was very happy to see mass produced. And this is the floppy Pyraminx crystal, which I basically made as my first shelf puzzle that I printed. I am happy with how it turned out, even if it ended up being really big. And this is the Master Ball, not the wannabe, but the real deal. It's pretty hard to find too, being a vintage puzzle and all. This is the 5x5 Annoyminx. Unfortunately, it is made in 4 colors instead of 8. And this is the Horse Cube, which I designed. It is a face-turning chamfered tetrahedron, so the triangles turn and the hexagons turn, and the hexagons can also do 3x3 turns, which does mean shape-shifting. The cubic version of the horse cube has already been made in the form of the MF8 unicorn cube, not to be confused with the Moyu unicorn cube from earlier in the video. And this is the MF8 Girls 1, and it's a hybrid of like a curvy ready cube type thing with a 3x3, where all the corners can turn as well as all the 3x3 faces. I do find this particular puzzle to be very enjoyable to solve. Last year, I tried to make my own Tetradecaminx and it ended up turning horribly, so I just bought one this year from Zeal. Here it is. It turns pretty nicely. It only has 8 colors, but they're spaced out well enough that it's, you know, not super bothersome to me. This, of course, was designed by Jacob Cubing. And this thing right here is the Petal Icosahedron. It's actually a knockoff of the Leaf Icosahedron by the puzzle artists. I disassembled mine and put it back together in something pretty close to the standard icosahedron color scheme. The other icosahedron I got this year is the MF8 Icosamate, so now I have a full set of MF8's icosahedral twisty puzzles. My first jumbling only puzzle this year, that being the 4 corners cube. I didn't actually get that many new Speedcubes this year, there's just a few. This is the Diane Megaminx Pro. I got it to replace my old Speed Megaminx, and this is the color scheme I decided to use. I'm not really a fan of it anymore. I kind of want to swap gray with black at some point, but I might just buy like a custom dyed one so I can get a maroon side. This is the new X-Man Bell Skewb. It is concave slightly. I bought it because, you know, I heard there were some debates at competitions I went to about whether the GAN Skewb was better or this one was. I tried it out. I'm approximately equally fast on both puzzles, so this is going to be my backup Skewb now, but I'm still hanging on to the GAN Skewb. It is my main event after all. And of course, I did learn how to solve square 1 this year, so I bought a Speed Square 1. This is the MGC one. And as you can see there, I use Bumblebee color scheme, black and yellow, hello. And I also got the purple clock because I'm a sucker for anything purple, you know, the usual. And that makes a great segue into the non-twisty section of the video, where I will also be showing the 4x4 clock I got from Cube for You. Now this year is also when I had my phase of making 2D twisty puzzles, so I have several of those to show off. The first of which is this, the Hex Shaper. I also made this puzzle, which is a Quatrium. None of these are my original designs, by the way, I just replicated them. There's this, which I believe is called the Flower Crystal, which finishes off my collection of every quote-unquote face-turning regular tiling, hexagonal tiling, square tiling, and triangular tiling. And I also made an unbandaged version of this, which I was the first person to make. This is called the Hex Crystal. I was told this puzzle would be impossible to design, but I wanted to try it anyway, and it actually turned out pretty well. And of course I wanted to mix things up a little after that, so I tried making a 2D puzzle with a 3D slice turn basically, but it can flip over. So this is called the Firefly, and I do want to make a V2 of this because today I could make a much higher quality puzzle than this. And on the topic of 2D puzzles, I've got this 8 puzzle right here that someone 3D printed, made it magnetic, and I bought it at a competition. And you can also substitute the pieces into the frame of this purple 15 puzzle as well. So here's what it looks like once you've got all the tiles in the puzzle. The last puzzle in this video is going to be the Atomics and Impulse Buy from Barnes & Noble. And the last thing in this video is going to be this, which is a 1x1 rhombic dodecahedron I made because I got bored. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if I sound dead, but it's 3 AM right now and I'm recording a YouTube video. Make sure to watch out for my future videos. Watch my previous collection video if you, for some reason, enjoyed this. And on that note, this is Lord of the Cubes signing off.